Hello, everybody. This is Jeff, Torie, and Coby talking about Megalo Box. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Hi.
Perfect.
Aha.
Let's just get into it. This is episode 11. We are 2 episodes away from the finale.
Dead March.
Ramping up towards the end. So, Coby, you got your 30-second introduction written out, right?
I felt like I wrote it out last time. I felt like I can just free cuff it because I remember everything, even though I just watched this episode. So I'm good. I'm ready to go. All right, start the timer.
All right, starting the timer.
If there is a timer.
Now.
Okay. All right, so it's the day of the big match between Gearless Joe and Burrows, and everyone's all sad because of Nanbu's betrayal. The match starts, and what happens? Gearless Joe comes out, and he's wearing gear. What? What's happening? This is an outrage. And then he's fighting some more, and he's fighting Burrows, and Nanbu's telling him to to make it look real. And then of course Burrows beats the crap out of him, this big hulking lion, and he falls down. And Gearless Joe is out for the count. He's done. He's ready to give up. But then he hears his teammates. He hears Sachio. He hears Victor.
All right, time. That's too
what?
much.
That was
That's
30 seconds? Oh no. He wins. He wins the fight.
Thank Coby. That was a great 30 seconds
Thank you.
recap.
I nailed that.
Very good. On point. So the things that were revealed during this episode. Number 1, Nanbu doesn't die.
Yay.
Nope. Number 2, gang leader with the snake tattoos guy doesn't die.
Nope.
Number 3, Sachio doesn't die.
Nope.
Number 4, Gearless Joe doesn't die.
So nobody dies.
No one dies. Unfortunately,
I know.
No deaths.
Dang it.
I guess the biggest reveals of this are, besides everybody's not dead, but they've also cleared their debt, apparently.
Yeah, they're just free to go.
Yeah. I actually liked the way this episode played out more than, I guess, the way that we imagined it. Because, in retrospect, if Nanbu turned out that he just killed the guy, I don't really know what the stakes would be for the rest of this episode, at least. It would just be like, he just fights him and it'll just be a regular fight. But I really liked how they set it up. Anyways, we'll talk about that in the good section, but any other reveals? I guess Sachio knows how to rap. Random rap segment.
Yeah, that was the weirdest little thing about the show so far. Is all of a sudden it busts into Sachio rapping. I thought, oh, is he rapping or is this just the song voiceover? It's like, nope, he's rapping about what's happening right in front of him while he's boxing. So that's weird.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
So
that has never happened.
Is that good or bad?
I'll bring it up both in the good section and the bad section. So
okay. Because it is fun, and it makes me go, what? And I like when animes do that, when they surprise me, because I honestly was not expecting that. But did it really do anything? It seemed out of place and seemed odd, but it was a catchy song, so I could see it in both categories.
Yeah, it was basically a way for Sachio to express his emotions, and I guess he can only do it in rap format, or running away, or airboxing, shadowboxing, whatever. What
else is good for you guys?
Oh, we're in the good section now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, okay. We're bleeding the sections together.
To go back to the rap section, what I liked about the rap is that it rhymed even in English.
According to the subtitles.
According to the subtitles, of course.
It was still, every line, was it just AABB rhyme scheme? Yeah.
Good for the show, for rhyming its rap.
I wonder if the Japanese version rhymed too, then.
It kind of sounded like they did.
So, how does that work?
Well, a lot of, for instance, Spanish, it's really easy to rhyme things because they all end with A and O.
Yeah.
So I think Japanese is the same way.
I wonder if they, constructed it with specifically rhyming in English and Japanese in mind. They have to be very careful with their words and stuff.
Or if they when they translated it, they made it so it rhymed. So it's maybe what we heard and what they heard is different. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? It's a mystery. I'll never know.
I think it would be more effort for them to think of a rhyme that's in English and think of a rhyme that's in Japanese so that they could translate it. It's probably just ended up working out that way, maybe.
Yeah.
They got lucky.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, go ahead.
We're diving into Sachio's rapping, but we're avoiding the main issue, which is the fight between Burrows and Gearless Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, you sound so excited.
Oh, no, I liked it. I have a voice that always sounds sarcastic.
Oh. See, even that sounded sarcastic right there. I didn't know if you're telling the truth.
It's very inconvenient. So let's okay, Coby. What did you think of the fight? I liked it. I'll dive into more why, but maybe.
I liked it too. I didn't like it at first. I was when he came out in gear. I was just like, oh, this is kind of lame. And then I kind of was getting a grasp. Oh, the gear stands for him being, oppressed and being restricted by the outside. And when he sheds it, he's his own person, his own fighter. So it's like, I like it. So I like the fight itself. So, and I'll get to when we go to the bad section, I'll tell you what I didn't like about it. But the fight itself and everything around it and everyone inspiring him was good.
Yeah, I like the whole build up towards the fight, up to the fight, and in the middle of the fight. You had a bunch of like foreshadowing from the I'm just gonna call him a Yakuza guy. Fuck it. The Yakuza boss, the Yakuza boss guy. Fujimaki. Yeah, there's a lot of foreshadowing with him and like poking the fish's head and playing with the eyeball with the fork. I liked that. I liked that. Nanbu's trying to give Gearless Joe advice, but Gearless Joe is like subtly defying him, and then more and more overtly defying him.
One last defiance from a stray dog.
I liked how Yuuri himself went down. And I thought he was going to try and save the kid, but he just went down there to like, because like Sashio runs up to the ring, right? And then the guards are like, "Well, bring him right to you, sir."
Yeah, I thought
and Yuuri stands up.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh shit, Yuuri!"
Speak.
Yeah, I thought Yuuri was gonna like fucking knock some guards out, but he was just there to talk to Joe. And be like,
he was just like, "Move aside, kid."
Yeah, it's like he didn't even know what that was about.
Oh, this is a whole event happening here, but I'm just gonna ignore that. Joe, get the hell up.
Yeah. So I liked all that. I liked the whole like 3-round. He needs to go down 3 rounds. It kind of like built up to that. Like, okay, so in round 3, some shit's gonna go down. It kind of like it was a natural progression of natural escalation of tension, I guess you could say. And then when he finally gets up and his gear falls off, that was a very cinematic and cool moment. And he wins the fight like he wins every other fight.
Yeah.
But you know what? This one was done particularly well.
Yeah, I agree. When they perfected that formula of him being beaten and then all of a sudden winning at the very end, this one worked a little better because it seemed like Burroughs, they foreshadowed that Burroughs was getting sloppy and he charged at Joe and he basically knocked himself out by ramming into his fist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was good.
Yeah, and I don't know. I actually didn't know what was going to happen. I was like excited to know how it was going to play out. Once the very beginning of the episode revealed that no, Nanbu didn't kill Fujimaki. No, Nanbu's not dead. I was like, well, I'm open to what's going to happen. I don't know how they're going to get their way out of this. And it turns out it ends with fucking Nanbu punching his way out and then cutting his eyeball out.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then Fujimaki's just like, oh, I don't want to fuck with this guy.
Did you see that guy?
Nuts. He cut out his eye. I was just like, hey, maybe we can settle our debt a different way. And then he cut his eye out. He's nuts.
Yeah. He's like, maybe we can set up a monthly installment for your payment. And then he just kept cutting it out. All right, Torie, what did you think of the good?
I mean, you guys pretty much went over all the details. I can't think of really anything else to add.
Okay, you can lead the bad section then.
Okay. I personally think the rapping was really just off-putting.
It was weird. Yeah.
I thought you liked it. You said it was a good song.
I liked how it rhymed, but I don't like how he it's just weird.
Yeah.
It was out of nowhere. I will say I was surprised and I was like, is this really happening?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. What about you, Jeff? What was bad for you?
I didn't like how Joe went in with his victory. I wish it was just a little bit different than the rest. It always seems like he has to KO the person to ever get like anywhere in life.
Yeah. The only fight where he doesn't KO someone is that one where the guy's legs started bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah. KOs are more cinematic.
Yeah, I guess so.
But then again,
I guess this one had to end with a KO. The episode had to end.
And do all Megalo boxes end with a KO? I'm actually trying to think now. Is that the only way you can really ensure somebody is down?
I guess.
Yeah, because it seemed like infinite. I think on the scoreboard, I noticed that when it says like infinite round. So it's like I don't think they ever, unless you tap out or you. I don't think it goes.
Oh, your legs start bleeding.
Or your legs start bleeding. Exactly.
I guess I could forgive him, but it just seems like he's always like getting punched, and then like in the 3rd or 4th round, it's like, bam, it's over.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. It's formulaic, but I guess the way you're supposed to watch this show is really the exciting bits aren't really the fights. They're what's going on around the fight. what's going on inside the heads of the people fighting. And then the fight itself is just like, I guess it's more of a formality, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it is formulaic. But I guess so far what's not formulaic is like the characters and the situations they're in the fights. Although I guess in the end, since all the fights are resolved the same way, everything is resolved the same way. So maybe it is uninteresting. Like the stuff around it ends up being uninteresting as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The other thing I'll bring up, actually, I'll touch back on what I just brought up. I don't know. I just, have you guys ever actually watched a real boxing match or like an
I've seen Rocky. Does that count?
Yeah.
I've actually never seen Rocky, so I don't know. But they last for a long time.
Well, but we only have 24 minutes. We only have 24 minutes to get through this episode. I mean, if we see it all, then there's just not enough time.
I guess so. But I just think it would be more, I don't know, realistic if it was more of an endurance play than just hitting one person in the face.
There's already Hajime no Ippo for a realistic boxing anime, although I haven't seen it, so maybe that's bullshit too. But I think because of that, they had to differentiate themselves somehow. And this kind of became more of like an underdog drama rather than like a realistic boxing simulation.
I guess it's true.
Which, I like sports animes that are truer to the sport and are more tactical and stuff like that myself. But I've come to understand that I can't expect that from this anime anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, there's robots strapped to their back, so that kind of throws everything.
That's fine.
And maybe I have to factor in that real boxing, they don't have robot arms, so that like cuts the whole fight in half.
Mm-hmm. We don't know that.
That's true. Oh, unless we test it out ourselves.
Yeah, we're gonna strap robots to ourselves and start boxing each other.
Awesome.
The other thing I didn't like is I particularly don't like the ending. They just made this huge ordeal about paying back your debts, and they even mentioned in the last episode that like Nanbu's not the only one who's at risk. It's Sachio and Joe, and that Nanbu went out of his way to ask Shiratoa girl to watch Sachio because he was afraid for his life. And then just for all of that to be resolved with a let him go. It's fine.
Let him go, it's fine, because the dude cut his eye out.
Yeah.
Which, like, on a thematic level, it makes sense. It was, because as Fujimaka said, when it's just like, he wanted to see Joe fight so bad that he gave up his only opportunity to do it. Like, on a thematic level, it makes sense. But just, like, on a story level, I agree that was like, oh, it's kind of a quick resolve to just him being like, nah. Unless I hope Fujimaka has a plan to, like, now he's going to bet all on Joe, because I would just bet all my money on Joe and then make your money back.
Or just make sure Joe pays him, like, his reward, his prize money or something.
After he wins. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I agree with that. That was bad. Jeff, do you agree?
Yeah, I guess it was resolved very quickly. It was, I guess, anticlimactic. But like I said, from like a thematic perspective, I can see why he did it. I actually kind of liked it because it's like he voluntarily gave up what he was supposed to give him in return anyways.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess that squares away your debt. But then again, you're right. But then he was supposed to punish Sachio and Gearless Joe. Yeah, I don't know.
Plus, I don't think you can sell an eye that much on the black market. Is that really going to settle your debt?
It's an old man eye.
Old man eye. Those are in high commodity.
Oh, okay.
The only other thing that I would say was bad for me was my problem with this whole show itself. It's like we don't really know inside Joe's head. Like we don't know what he's feeling. Like when he comes out,
point.
Is he upset? Is he going to throw the fight? I don't know if that's like intentional that we don't know, but we don't know how he's feeling about this betrayal. We don't know how he's processing these emotions. It seems like he is going to give up this fight at the end, but we don't understand why that makes sense. So that's that's the issue. We just need more of Joe, which hopefully we get in these final 2 episodes.
That's a good point. Has he ever had like an inner monologue thing in the show?
Just at the beginning, but it's like nothing really. We don't know much about his character still, but I guess we'll see what happened to the next 2 episodes. Yeah.
Well,
well, you know how a lot of the sports animes that you guys have watched end up being the name of the person who was in the show or something? Well, that's why it's called Megalo Box and not called Gearless Joe.
Yeah. We'll see.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So predictions. Shirato lady has his ID. I thought Yuuri was going to take his ID.
I thought so too.
but not. And then he was going to discover, but no, Shirato lady discovered. So she's most likely going to discover that Joe's a fake, and is he going to have to fight anyway? My money's on yes, that he is. There is still going to be a boxing match, but who knows? Maybe there'll be no boxing.
Oh God, that'd be worse than if they're like. I mean, I know it's gonna happen. Or okay, here's my prediction. She's gonna make a fuss about it. Oh, you're a fake citizen, blah blah blah, and then Gearless Joe and Nanbu are gonna have to be like, but we're the genuine article. Aren't you gonna let us fight?
And then
Yuri's gonna be like, they're the genuine article.
Genuine articles.
And then Shirato's gonna be like, okay, and then they'll fight.
So the real question, I guess, really the biggest question to ask is: do you guys think they will fight without gear, or Yuuri will fight with gear and Gearless Joe will fight without?
Well, Yuuri, doesn't he have to fight with the gear? Because it's like completely integrated with his body now.
Oh, is it? Oh, then never mind. My prediction is wrong.
And plus, I think the point of it is for Yuuri to win with the gear so that they can sell it, market it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping there's a moment where he sheds it, like in the middle of the battle. It's like, now let's see who's the best. But
who's the best? So who do you guys think is going to win?
Gearless Joe. Gearless Joe's going to win. Hands down. No contest.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't think he would win, but I think he's going to win.
What?
Like, if you look at... I mean, I know Gearless Joe is probably number 2 now, ranked as the Megalo Box on the hit list or whatever, the chart list.
The best.
The best of the best list. But, I don't know. He started out from the bottom, and he's just a kid. He's not that good, and Yuri's been like doing this forever. I just think he's more qualified. But story-wise, it wouldn't make sense for him to lose.
Okay, I can think of 2 potential endings, okay? You got one ending where Gearless Joe wins, and then everyone is like, wow, he won without any gear. Let's make a new sport called Box. It's like Megalo Box, but without the robots. And then he becomes number 1 in that sport, and then he becomes the new Yuuri of Box, this new sport, Wow. Like Megalo Boxing without the robot. Okay, so that's one ending. And then another ending is they punch each other at the same time so hard that it becomes a draw.
Classic Rocky 2 ending.
And then,
Rocky 3 ending.
So Shirato gets what they want because they're like, hey, it did pretty good against Gearless Joe. You could still buy this integrated gear at your nearest Japanese Walmart. And
Perfect.
But then, Gearless Joe gets what he wants because he gets the fight of his life and respect and maybe money.
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe he'll be paid like, I don't know, fish heads
and then Fujimaki bets on that draw.
Perfect. I think we got the rest of the show mapped out. Who needs more predictions when we have that?
Yep. Yeah, that's like no plot holes.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. And then Nanbu also bets on that draw. And then he gets to buy himself some new eyes.
Some gear eye, yeah.
He buys his old eye back from Fujimaki, and that's how Fujimaki gets his money back.
And he puts it in his other socket to just to mix things up a little bit. Okay. Well, we're off, but I think that... you guys have anything else?
Nope.
Do you guys think that if it wasn't for Nanbu's... Or what do you guys think? If Joe would have thrown the fight, or would he have not thrown the fight? Today.
It seemed like he would have just. I don't think he would have. I just think he needed that inspiration from his team around him to rise back up. I don't think he was intentionally trying to throw the fight at the end when he got hit in the face and fell down hard, but he just needed his team to support him in what he was doing in order to stand back up.
Yeah, I agree. I think, because he up to that point he was already defying Nanbu and trying. It seemed like he was actually fighting, but because he had no one at his back, he wasn't at his best. But then. All it took was Nanbu to believe in him, and then he punched him.
And I wanted Nanbu to say, "Get up, kid, get up!" And then fight. And then he just doesn't. And then he still stays down. And then Nanbu's fucked.
And the show's ending.
And he's like, "Oh, that's what I planned the whole time." But cool.
All right, shall we close it off?
I think so. I think we have a valiant discussion about eyes and matches and draws and all that fun stuff.
Me too.
Yeah.
So if you like this discussion, go check out our YouTube channel. We have a podcast called Anime Ricochet where we talk about other sports animes. So go check that shit out.
Yeah, buddy.
Baby.
Will do.
Okay, good.
Oh, was that the end? Is it over?
It's over. See ya.
Bye.
Oh shit.